The world has changed. 1 year ago, the events known prevailingly as the Decimation ravaged the mountainside capital of Bulwark, and in its wake, the people of the once stalwart city attempt to rebuild their lives in this new, grim reality. The common folk widely speculate on the cause, with no answers or calming words from the new governing body. Only the highest of the hierarchy know the true source of destruction, while other lower cogs in the military machine know edited and redacted versions of the truth. The Birds of Prey, being one such group, know only that a great power awoke from within the mountain and laid waste to the city. Since that day, the unofficial team have completed several operations in hope of bringing a small fragment of light to the darkness of Bulwark. These are their stories. This is Birds of Prey Special Forces.
Hello and welcome to Another Path. I'm Ryan, and you know what that means. It's Birds time, and this is the finale of Birds in Space. This episode was recorded live and with a different set of microphones. It is still completely listenable, but it will sound different than most of our regular episodes. Big thanks, as always, to Zach for editing the Birds of Prey episodes. We'd like to thank some of our Patreon backers, Duval, Roger, and Christina for their support. Let's talk timelines. This Birds of Prey arc runs concurrent in the Another Path timeline with the Broken Tower mini-arc between Seasons 2 and 3, as well as the beginning of Season 3, Summit. The Birds of Prey have been granted an opportunity to change the fate of their world by the Physician, and they have found allies on Omega as they attempt to infiltrate the Illithid command vessel and wreak whatever havoc possible. So sit back, relax, and enjoy our final trip down another path. Birds in Space.
It's been a couple hours at this point.
Yeah.
So you don't have a lot of time to spare, but because you don't know how travel works.
Right. I think we spend a little bit of time probably just scouting out where the ship is docked and trying to get a gauge of when people are boarding.
Sure.
Because I want to try to sneak in. If we're doing the plan of I make myself look like a mind flayer and make you guys look like you're in chains, then we want to try to sneak on in the crowd of other prisoners being taken on board.
Sure. All right. So, what does that look like? You want to find?
I guess just kind of try to scout around.
Let's just move into a tell me what you want to do, what you want to find, and then we'll make whatever rolls we need to figure out what you need to know.
I just want to get to sort of a high point. Yeah, no, let the eyes of the eagle flick down and telescope out a bit, and just kind of do the classic, scanning the
Assassin's Creed.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you can absolutely do that. You find a high enough perch, you get around to that side of Omega, and are able to get on the roof of a building where you can see laid out in space the astral sea in front of you. This Nautilus, this massive. It's like a conch shell on one side and tentacles on the other. It's truly disturbing.
Yucky.
And it seems like it's alive almost, but it's maybe how it moves. It's giving off just this weird, icky energy. It's definitely not necrotic, but it's icky.
Yeah.
And you can see smaller ships similar to it, similar in aesthetic, going back and forth. Some carrying supplies, some carrying... But you can now, with your eyes of the eagle, you can see your first real in-person look at a mind flare. They are as disgustingly horrifying as advertised.
What did I call them? Something interdimensional squid heads?
Interdimensional squid heads is good. So there are clearly ships going back and forth. You can see an area of where they're loading in that looks like maybe they're taking prisoners from the city, the city is selling them prisoners. And you can see where that is and where they're
awesome. Yeah, I point that out and go, if we were to begin this plan, that would be the best location.
I think Bilga is going to try to blend in with the crowd, take on some of the old criminal intuitions, and sort of ask around in some of the seedier parts, taking on the persona, as icky as it might be, of a slave broker.
Sure.
And basically asking, like, you know, where I would be able to find people selling this type of merchandise, just so I can, you know, find a location, keep tabs, etc.
Sure.
So persuasion, maybe?
Yeah, persuasion.
Or deception?
Either is fine.
The 2, I'm gonna spend a sorcery point. I'm gonna use magical guidance. And roll. That's better. That's a 17.
Okay. You're able to quickly and somewhat masterfully find your way through the underworld. Maybe a little more brusque and abrupt than you would like, but there's not a lot of time.
Right.
So some people might see through you, but this is, if you truly have merchandise, then you might be worth something quickly.
Like I think I'm framing it as like I'm trying to be skeezy and like I'm gonna like undercut the mind flayers and like try to buy their merchandise
Gotcha.
off of them.
So you're trying to find like the location?
Yeah.
Okay. So you are able to figure out quickly that while there is a sort of black market to this, it's entirely legal. There's a legal system around this here on the space station. It's not that slavery is legal, but you can sell yourself into it, or you can sell yourself out of criminality into it, more or less. And nobody comes back from the mind flares, but maybe it beats rotting away in the depths of Omega.
Sure.
It doesn't.
So I'm just using that to find like maybe where they have like a holding pen.
Sure.
somewhere.
Yeah, you're able to
And just
to
sort
find
of
it.
use that time, like
Yeah.
if there happen to be any mind flayers like watching over it, using that time to kind of try to study the mannerisms and the visual so that I can make a better illusion.
Sure. But roll insight.
Man down. Natural 20.
Nice. All right. Yeah, you are able to find basically a holding pen, and you see. I mean, it's kind of horrifying, but you watch a mind flare to like telepathically haggle with the slave broker, who is some sort of legal force here, over how many they can take and how much it'll cost. But it goes on for long enough, and it's public enough that you're able to get a good grasp on. You're watching the mind flare is communicating purely telepathically for the most part. At one point or another, it feels like it's the slave broker is not getting the point it's trying to make, and it tries to speak. And in order for it to speak, it has to shove a tentacle down its own throat to create a tongue.
Oh, God.
Just to get a handful of common words out.
Okay.
And that is somehow worse
Yeah.
than
Well,
it speaking directly to your brain.
Bilga does that thing where her time pre-military and between that and her time with the birds, there's been a lot of happy, delightful, emotional growth for Bilga. I think in this moment there's a lot of that cold calculus of, all right, time to separate my morality from this so I can fucking survive this. So,
And it is a dirty thing you have done, but you have done it, and you can do it.
yeah. Because chaotic neutral as I might be, this is icky.
Yeah. And Barra, anything you wanted to do to try to get everything ready here?
We've gotten a kind of an overview on the situation. We've gotten a good look at the mind flayers. On Barra, I would like to roll to kind of investigate the slaves, see what their kind of, well, demeanor is, for lack of a better term, just to kind of see something to give us a boost while we are faking that part of it.
Sure. Go ahead. Go right ahead.
Fortunately, I do get advantage on perception, which is good because I didn't roll super great, but that's still a 19.
19? Okay, yeah. While Bilga is studying how to pass as a mind flare, you're studying how to pass as these slaves, these sacrifices, these criminals, whatever they are.
Chattel.
Yeah. And most of them look beaten. Some of them look slightly crazed. All of them look slightly dangerous. It seems like the mind flayers have a certain bar and a certain type that they're looking for.
Gotcha.
You're able to quickly pick up on what these people look like and what they do and how you all can blend in
Yep.
to fit that.
All right.
As you all regather to pull off this plan, Ivy fills you in a little bit on what the process is. She said it's called Ceramorphosis. They take a mind flare tadpole and they let it go through your eye socket and into your brain, and then you cease to be and a mind flare becomes.
Hate that.
Just a slight pause here. Watching Cassie learn all this lore for the first time is really a delight. Because we're aware of this, because, like, you know, we
played this.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
yeah, because Baldur's Gate 3 opens with that, but it's nasty. It's not great.
That was kind of the tame version, actually.
Yeah.
No, it's worse. But it takes days.
Well, with any luck, I will be able to find a way to divert the three of you from the main line, and we can find a hidey hole of some kind.
We should be able to. Usually they would take... Well, I can tell you what happened to me. They took us into a holding pen, basically. A couple of cells there, and then they took us one by one down to a salt pool, a brine pool, and then they just kind of stuck us in there, and they were in our brain spaces, and it wasn't great.
Noted. Well, but when we get on board, one of you two fine ladies makes a nice big ruckus of things. Perhaps you, Vera.
Oh, I think I could manage that.
Just remember the shackles are fake.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can find a way to divert you and take you away to a place for punishment. I do not know. But far enough away that we can hide away.
All right, is there anything else y'all need, or you looks like you're ready to go?
We should be good to go.
Yes.
Right, well, I didn't think this is what God wanted me to do, but I hope you can see a way out of this, and hope whatever you decide to do here, it's worth it.
We will find out.
One way or another.
Thank you, Dex.
Yeah. He pulls Ivy to the side, and they have a quiet moment, and you watch him take off the beach ball medallion and hand it to her. Nice. She fastens it and comes back to you. Well, if we're going to go, we should go.
Very well.
I don't know what my world was to save, but I'd like to help you all save yours.
Let's do it.
Well, let's find a nice little alleyway, shall we, friends?
All right, so the Birds of Prey plus Ivy have a plan to pass themselves off as a mind flare and a bunch of captives to be turned into mind flares in order to sneak their way aboard the Nautilus and see what they can do.
Yep.
So I lead us into an alleyway, and I will pull near the Nautiloid, and I will pull out the spell scroll, and figure out what I can from it and tap into it. Am I just able to cast it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Then I will burn the spell scroll, and I will cast Seeming. I will make myself look like a mind flayer, as I have seen them portrayed.
Yep.
So probably standing about 8 feet tall or so. The purplish blue skin, the tentacles, the weird robes, etc., etc. And then as part of Seeming as well, I will create illusory manacles mimicking those of the ones we've seen on the slaves to be on Ragna, on Bara, and on Ivy.
Highlight our weapons and stuff too.
Yeah, I'll do that as well. With the illusion, I will hide. I will change their clothes as well to hide armor and arms and make them look like the clothes that I've seen on either like a prisoner uniform or like just the kind of tattered street clothes of Omega residents.
Sure. Make Arcana's not very good for you, is it?
No, it is.
Oh, is
I've
it?
got a
okay.
+5.
Okay, roll Arcana at advantage.
That's a 17.
Okay, that's good. I think that's pretty good enough, and you're able to cover your bases and take your time and cast the spell the way you want it to and not feel rushed and not feel like you're missing details or anything, but you feel comfortable and confident that you've done everything you can to make this as good and as complete as you can.
Mm-hmm. It's not concentration, it lasts for 8 hours.
Yes, it does.
As we start walking towards the thing, I go, "Oh, Bilga,
Here's the thing.
they float."
Can I adjust this thing live?
What you've got? No, you've got boots.
I do have
You
boots.
do have
You're
boots.
right. So I will click my boots and hover, 4 inches off the ground.
Nice. Good touch.
Slick call.
All right. So
That's
you
my bird.
all approach the one of the smaller ships that is doing the ferrying here, and it looks like there's the last 2 or 3 ships, and then there's no more coming in. They're all going out.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be the end of it, and it's going to be leaving soon. As you all get there, one of the other mind flayers turns and points a tentacle at you,
Yes.
Bilga, and says in your head, so I don't have to do the tentacle voice.
Yes.
They're not in line.
I have my fingers sort of steepled in front of me, sort of crossed. So I fold my hands a little bit so I can create a pointing gesture and
Love it.
making it look sort of natural. And we'll cast message to the Mind Flayer in return, and will do my best to disguise my voice as part of just like my upbringing and a little bit of the illusion.
Does seeming change your voice or anything?
No, it's an illusion, so I don't
I
think
think it
so.
changes your telepathic voice. So
So
that's
I don't
fine.
know.
So it sounds whatever you want it to sound like. But
Cool.
what I do need is a sleight of tentacle check from you.
I'm going to use magical guidance to re-roll that natural 2. That'll be a 16.
Okay, cool. So you are able to fold your tentacle hands in such a way that you're able to manipulate the spell correctly without giving it away, and you just appear very regal floating there. And what do you say to it?
I say, what do I say? I say, let me think for a second. Because what did he say? He said they're not in line.
Yeah.
I say, caught some runaways. Getting them. Figured you'd want them back in the line.
It kind of looks at you, looks at the 3 others in the manacles.
I do like a
And let's have a group performance check from those 3.
Okay.
To sell themselves as being, because you know that you want to be dangerous to an extent.
22.
11.
Okay.
17
I'm
for Ivy.
selling this.
So yeah, so the
Pretty good.
the 3 of you are able to sell this, and the Illithid just kind of turns and
I look at Bill and go, "You son of a bitch."
The head just turns toward Ragna, and I cast message toward Ragna and say, look like you are in pain. As I like tilt my head down.
let's
My brain. Oh
You fucking sap.
Ragna make an intelligence saving throw.
no! Oh no, indeed.
I'm not super great. Ooh, very good. That's a
23.
Okay, so you feel a tiny sliver of psychic energy try to like glance off of your brain space, and it comes out of nowhere, and you kind of shrug it off, and you look, you shrug it off, and it doesn't take effect. But you look over, and Ivy is pointing her hands at you.
Oh, she cast Mind Sliver on me. As an attempt to make
it more realistic.
Yeah.
What's your motivation?
Like, I rolled a 22 on my performance check. This shit is sold.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely sold. She was just trying to go for it, like, pain. Okay.
And so I
but yes, she can do that.
Yeah.
I turn back to the other Mind Flayer and will send another message and say, just repeat my the thing I said earlier, and just say,
Sure.
I'm getting them back in line.
It just gestures and tells you, get on board, second to last.
I look at it kind of pissed, just like,
Okay.
rolling my eyes.
You all get
This
on
fucking dude.
the smaller illithid spelljammer and strap in and make your way towards the Nautilus. As you all get closer, you see a strange set of symbols on the side of the conch shell, more or less. And as you all see it, you all feel the name of the ship imprint on your soul.
Cool. Neat.
Right? And you all need to make intelligence saving throws.
We have your aura.
Everyone, you all get +4. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh my god.
18.
Oh, that is a natural 20 for a total of 25.
Ivy rolled an 18.
It's an 18 for me as well.
18, 25. Bilga?
7?
7. Okay.
Well, can he take my inspiration?
Not at this point.
Is that with the +4?
Yeah, dog, I rolled a 2. Should I... Can I...
Okay, so here's what...
I can burn another sorcery point.
How you doing on there? Those.
That would put me at... Well, hang on, actually. This is an ability check. Never mind. Magical guidance only works for ability checks.
Yeah, this is a save.
Yeah.
So
7.
So the name appears in your brains. It is the Vienne Mylothern, which roughly tumbles through your brain to translate to the Last Devourer.
Oh,
No.
sure.
Great. That's lovely.
And the Ivy and Bera and Ragna are kind of take this information. And Bilga, I need you to make a concentration check,
Okay. I'm better at those.
which you have a +4 to.
Yeah, so that's actually exceptional.
Okay.
28.
Okay, as this pure, unfiltered psychic energy just tells you a name. And it just tears through you, and you are able to... You weren't even concentrating on this spell scroll, and you felt it almost slip away. Like, it is still there, and it is up, and nothing has changed, but oh my god, these are some psychic powers. These are some motherfuckers that can do some shit.
I think everyone sees my head just turn reflexively like it's in pain, and then I right myself and adjust my shoulders and just soldier on.
You land aboard the Last Devourer, pull into a docking space, and you can see several other small ships, some the size of the Rock Smash that you flew earlier, some larger, some clearly made to land troops, some that look like they could be piloted and flown through the air, some that look like they're meant to hit something and explode. And it is very clearly a warship, and it is very clearly ready. And you see one more ship pull in beside you, and you wait for something to happen. But nothing happens. No alarms go off. There's no colors. There's no beacons. There's no lights, because everything here is telepathic.
I'm just flying blind because I do not get tapped into any of this. Nope. I'm just blending in, baby.
They start to lead the other slaves off, so you are able to jump off and follow with the crowd. And then everything shakes briefly, and you turn around and look out, and you can't see. You don't see stars anymore. You don't see Omega. You don't see anything out the viewing port. Whatever nothing is, that's where you are. And you again feel that weird sensation of this ship just barely moving, like you did aboard the physician's vessel. You are going somewhere. You are moving in a direction through space and time. With the seeming spell up, you don't have to make a lot of the checks you would have to make.
Good.
and with the performance checks that have been made, you guys are able to largely blend in. There are dozens of slaves, and a couple of mind flayers leading them through, all clearly manacled, all clearly going in one direction, and you're able to go there.
I'm trying to keep an eye out for, I guess, like, security. Like, 'cause I'm imagining whatever the I'm looking for the well-protected places, right? Because those are the things that we're going to want to try to sabotage.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's have everybody just roll you can roll insight or perception, whichever one you would like.
Ooh, that'll be an 18 perception.
That is a 25 for perception.
Great.
10.
10.
Perception.
Okay, so, Amber, you do notice something a little strange, which is that the floor is slightly squishy
Don't like that.
and a little gooey. Like you took one wrong step and your foot went in a little bit. The seeming spell covered it, but you did feel like you almost lost your shoe to a suction of some sort. Like this place feels gross, but sentient.
Worse.
And they lead you down a tube, like a cylindrical tube, deeper into the vessel.
Right.
Ragna, you are immediately mapping this place out in your head. Everywhere you see, everywhere you don't see, how big it was on the outside, where you expect things to be, where the tentacles for the front were, where the back of the ship is.
I've got a pretty good idea.
Yeah,
like
you're
the
starting
layout
to
of the
map
place.
it all out, and you are cool. You are going to be able to get. You're going to be able to recall this. You're going to be able to get to wherever you need to go. Bilga, you are paying much more close attention to the mind flayers and their patterns and what they're doing.
Yes.
And as you're looking for the security, you're seeing that there isn't much. And in fact, many of the mind flayers are moving away from where you're going. There's the handful keeping the slaves and getting them towards wherever the holding pools are and the brine is. But every mind flayer that walks past the other side is kitted out for battle. And they are very clearly getting ready to go man whatever their stations are to start whatever this is. And you see dozens.
Great.
And this is one ship.
Great. I think I'm going to try to, if there is a moment, I'm going to message to Onbara just a signal of now to start throwing a fit.
Onbara will just very quietly, just kind of their hands, pretending to be manacled.
The length of what?
Like,
the length of the manacles?
Like, no, like how big a fit are you? Are you?
How nasty do you want it?
Oh, real nasty, dog.
Okay, what do I see around me?
I basically want to find. I'm trying to find an excuse to deviate us from the main group.
Right.
Sure.
The fact that you guys are creating such a stink, you guys get special treatment elsewhere.
Gotcha. Okay, so you have clearly made your way. You are at the back of this group now. You are trying to find a way to get away. And there are portals that open up to either side. They kind of swirl shut, kind of like an iris, but maybe an actual iris. And it's very icky and a little mucusy. But if you get close to them, you can jump through or get sucked through where it opens for you. It's not great.
Okay, I will lean forward to Ragna and whisper, "Get ready." And I will lean back to Ivy and say, "Get ready." And then Onbara will throw herself back into Ivy to try and clatter us to the ground.
All right, make a attack roll.
Cool. Better at that.
Yeah, make a straight attack roll. Your body is a weapon.
Your body is a weapon.
That is going to be +8, which is good. That's a 16.
Okay, so the best part about this is that doesn't hit. But what she does is she meets you.
Yeah.
Right, and grabs you and is able to flip her belt just enough, and you feel the strength pulse through her arms. And you throw yourself at her, and she kind of catches you and just ragdoll throws you. And you go flying across the hallway and hit one of these fleshy eye doors and start to kind of slip your way through.
Oh.
I told you not to try that. And she manacles, but she starts running after you.
Yep.
To theoretically beat the living shit out of you. This is clearly causing a ruckus. What do you do, Mind Flare?
I'm going to turn sharply in the direction of the ruckus and drift over menacingly to allegedly put a stop to it.
Okay. So you do this.
Dragging Ragna with me.
Yeah, you drag Ragna with you, and
It looks like I've got a tentacle on your shoulder, but it's really just my hand.
Nice.
I'm just like, come on.
so here's what happens. Ivy gets to you, Anbera, and grabs your arms and says, "Hold on, I'm sorry." And you feel that icky psychic magic burst out from her.
Oh.
And she casts Arms of Hadar, and but kind of twists it so that it looks like it's coming from Bilga.
Oh.
And
Slick.
the tentacles, these tentacle dark psychic arms grab the three of you and throw you through into this side tunnel.
I'm into it.
And Bilga follows. So sorry, you guys take 9 points of psychic damage, Ragnar and Anbera.
Oh.
Sorry, not psychic. It's technically necrotic.
Nice.
And you do have to, well, we'll just say you fail the save and you can't immediately react. So you fall on your ass and you are into this side tunnel.
Cool.
And Bilga Mind Flare is hovering over you.
It's like giving me on Bera my some lay on hands.
Cool.
Sorry. I messaged her. It's okay.
So yeah, take
Bilga,
all that back.
You hear a voice in your head from behind you say, "Stop them."
I reply back, what do you think I'm doing?
Not your job, idiot. And the other Mind Flare flips you off with a tentacle and goes the other way.
I want to flip him off so bad, but I hold back. Not the time nor place. Okay.
So now you are all in a side tunnel.
Good.
What do you want to do?
I just say, with my normal half-orc voice, I say, let's just lay low for a moment or two, see what comes to pass.
All right, let's go ahead and start trying to find something important. Look, so we can break it though.
In a pinch of things, Ivy, how do you fast?
If you need me to be.
Good, because I can make the two of them incredibly fast, and do not want you to be left behind.
No, I can. Her speed's 40 feet.
Okay.
Good. Faster than me.
And,
than me.
yeah, 40 feet. Well, because she is a high-level barbarian.
Not faster than me.
Okay.
Not a high-level monk.
Then I think we should just lay low for a minute.
Okay, so let's make a group stealth check.
Okay.
Here in this side tunnel of mucousy flesh.
17.
21 for Ivy. Wow.
10.
Okay.
Could be worse.
22.
Cool. So as a group and with that spell, you guys are fine. So you start to make your way down the hall.
I'm
Nothing.
waiting for everything to pass.
Yeah, everything passes. Nothing immediately follows you. You were the last group. You hear some. Well, you wouldn't hear because they float. You sense or feel the presence.
We
of,
will hear the footsteps of, like, the slaves.
Well, no, of the mind flares heading to their stations,
Oh,
like
I
the
see.
other direction, but
Equipment
nothing's
rattling,
coming. Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, but they're not heading your way, and they're not heading further in. Everything's
Cool.
heading out to their stations. So whatever's going to happen seems like it's going to happen soon.
Cool. So I say we step out. We maintain the facade while looking for something breakable. And should we need to break the facade quickly, I can get you two, I say, pointing to Ragna and Anbera, to a place where you can do a lot of damage very, very quickly.
All right.
I like this idea.
Let us go. And I will lead the group back out down a connecting hallway. I'm looking for, like, an engine room.
Sure.
Not that I really know what an engine room is, but I'm looking for something.
I don't know how much I've seen and how much I remember.
Sure. So, Ragnar, why don't you go ahead and make a survival at advantage?
That is a 21.
Okay, so you are
13
able
plus 4.
to, after with some descriptions from Ivy from what she experienced, not on this ship, but what she experienced and the knowledge that you've picked up so far, you're able to kind of figure out, okay, if we go that way, we're going maybe towards the ships to get off. If we go this way, that's kind of in the direction that the slaves were going. So then there is another way to go. So you're thinking maybe that's where important stuff is, or the other
where
stuff.
the vital systems
Yeah,
are.
where vital systems are.
That's
Cool.
So you all start to make your way down that way. The hallways is a strange word for this, but the hallways are kind of empty, as this is clearly people don't infiltrate this thing.
Yeah.
Plus, they're all getting ready to attack a fresh world.
Yeah.
Plus, y'all stealthed high enough,
Yeah.
so you're fine. You're able to get through. You come across a viewport that looks down into a large chamber that has a bunch of what Ivy points out as the brine pools, and you can see tadpole mind flayers swimming through them and devouring each other occasionally. And then at the last pool down the line, you see what you can only describe as corpses floating with a tadpole sticking out of each one's head at a different spot. It's very clearly part of the processing chamber.
Yeah.
So you could target that if you so chose. That is something.
Might reduce the number that we have to deal with once we get
God,
there.
that's grim, but yeah.
Yeah. So you keep going though, feeling pretty confident that you're by yourselves at this point, which is strange. But you farther down find another chamber that looks down onto jail cells, fleshy jail cells, and inside you see mind flayers that are not mind flayers. They look like every mind flare you've seen so far has been terrifying, but identical. They all look pretty exact to the next one. Maybe minute differences. These are something else, or rejects,
Like the deviants.
or
of
deviants. Variant illithid variants. They are what they are, and they are very clearly locked up and contained.
All right.
So there's that. As you go a little farther in, the pace of the ship moving starts to speed up a little bit, which is what you felt a couple of minutes before you were done on the position. So you know it's coming.
I super don't want to kill a bunch of people. Like, I know that they're probably fucked, but I super don't want to kill a bunch of people.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you want to go farther?
We can keep going.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm
you go
like-
farther in, and at this point, Ragnar, you're aware if you go farther in, you're going like into the heart and the center of the ship.
I want that.
Oh, all right.
It's
Let's
going to
do
be
it
that much
then.
harder to get out.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. So you go around and you stop right before a corner, and some sixth sense from Ragnar puts a hand out as you can hear tentacles. And Bilgo, you poke your head around, and it's the first time you've actually seen security. And there is a single illithid standing in front of an archway.
Oh shit, just a single one?
Just one illithid standing in front of an archway.
Weirdly, I was really hoping for two.
And through that archway, there is a giant vat.
Y'all want to just do this?
I mean, we can attempt. It's just going to be a slugfest.
And we have to get out is the thing.
All right.
What do you see?
Just one.
You
That's-
pass it. What do you?
Something vital. It's the only guard that we've seen this entire time. Let me...
So is that that might be the big brain?
Might be a big brain.
Might be. Hey, there's a big brain running this whole thing because they're all like mental and psionics and everything. Hey, there's a literal gigantic flesh-eating brain. So that's. I didn't think we would see that, or we could. I don't know if we can kill that thing,
do I
but we
see
can.
beyond any signs of slaves or prisoners being brought into that chamber?
No. The only thing there's whatever's in that room is in that room, but you only see the one illithid standing at the door.
Okay, I'm gonna...
Sorry, not door. It's an archway. It's open.
Yeah. I whisper to everyone, play along, If it comes to Plan B, let's give them the biggest Plan B we've ever had. B for birds, of course.
All right.
I round the corner with my prisoner comrades.
Okay. You see the Illithid put up
And I'm going to, through my illusion, like nothing changes externally, but I'm going to grip my Wand of Fear.
Okay. All right. A single tentacle raises, and you hear in your brain,
I stop.
"Halt! What are you doing here?"
We were called for. These three are special, apparently.
Unbera tries to make a show of struggling against the manacles.
The master just fed.
They are not for consumption. They are for some other purpose.
Roll a persuasion check.
18 plus 7, so 25.
That's an actual one. It looks confused, which is a different kind of terrifying on this face, but just kind of steps to the side and gestures you in and takes its spot back.
Do I dare push my luck? I kind of move to the back of the group and usher them forward ahead into the chamber ahead of me.
Okay.
And I stay back with the mind flayer guarding the door. And I say, I message to it and say, I can take over here. Man the battle station. I was pulled from the front. You can replace me.
All right. Roll
And I
another-
clench my butthole as hard as I've ever clenched before.
All right. Make another persuasion check at disadvantage.
That's this.
Because you're asking him to desert.
Yeah, I know. I'm not asking him to desert. I'm asking him to reroute.
What you got there?
11?
We'll come back to this.
Fuck.
Inside the chamber, Ivy and Ragna and Ambera walk in. There are no other Illithids in here. It's a domed ceiling that is almost coming to a point down. It looks like there is psychic energy radiating through the entire room up to the top, and it just feeds down into this giant vat, this giant brine pool that is somehow gilded with tentacles, purples and dark blacks just kind of stretching through the room, and it's rippling and alive in a way that, in an artistic way almost, like that hasn't really been seen in the Mind Flayers yet. And there's steps up to a dais, and then there's whatever's inside this thing.
I'm gonna quietly use my Eldritch Invocation Fiendish Vigor to do False Life on myself.
Okay.
Nice. That's 8 temp hit points.
Okay, great. You're able to do that?
Just
Just tie that off.
All right.
just in case. It's good to have.
Underneath the seaming, I reach for the bag of holding, and I'll just kind of whisper,
All right, I've got the you-know-what. I don't know if it's going to do anything, but when it's time, I will go ahead and chuck this thing as hard as possible at all of
There's
that.
There's the dais over there. Perhaps it would do. I don't know what this is.
do I see any kind of, machinery or magic shit, or is it just a big brain in a jar?
it's so the walls
It's gotta
are,
be a magic brain.
so the walls are its brainstem to an extent. Like it's wrapping up and around. It's coming from underneath, so you're literally that you can assume the brain is inside this thing. But the more you look around, the more you realize you are in fact standing inside the brain. To a sense, right?
Brainception. I
Yeah.
hate it.
Brain in a brain, yep. Brain in a vat in a brain. And
There's a bane of a brain. There's a bane of a brain.
so I think Ragna specifically, as you are able to, you watch this lightning on these greens and purples crisscross through the walls and the ceiling constantly, and you're able to make out, oh my god, that's brain patterns.
Yeah, that's synapses
what's-
firing.
That is everything. That is, oh man. If you wanted to be in the center of everything, this is it. And whatever is in there is the center of everything.
This is it. We just need to take care of that brain, and all things will be fine.
So we're going to throw your thing in there,
I don't.
and then
maybe-
GTFO?
I don't. Well, if it works, then yeah, but we don't know. It's a weird anti-magic orb, and I don't know if it'll stop this thing.
It's
Fuck.
gonna at least hurt it.
Yeah, so you'll do that and see if it finishes the job, and if not, we'll finish the job and hopefully get out of here.
Okay.
That is the mission.
Okay. So the three of you start making your way up the steps.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. As that happens,
Yeah. Do I have the sense that this is going wrong for me?
Bilga, I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
All right.
8.
That is a failure.
Sure is.
With the +4?
I'm not close
Yeah,
enough.
it's 10.
Close
It's
enough.
only 10 feet right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not like 30 until you hit like level 15 paladin.
Gotcha.
Well, birds, it was nice knowing you.
All right.
Yeah, you had
I've
to
got
get
a plan.
Side
I also have a
blasts like
plan,
crazy.
Bilga, the Illithid, turns to you and communicates quickly and rapidly in a language you do not understand and cannot respond to. And that is when it knows something is very wrong.
Ruh-roh.
And it unleashes its mind blast at you.
Tight.
So you're going to take 15 points of psychic damage.
15 or 50?
15, 1-5. And you are stunned for 1 minute.
Oh, that's bad.
You can
Yep.
save at the end of every 6 seconds.
Yep.
But the spell doesn't fall.
No, but I think Bilga reflexively, like, there's a cry of pain.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think that the others know
Absolutely.
that.
Yep.
Absolutely. There's
The
a
jig
cry
is
of
up.
pain. The jig is up, but there's only the one right there.
I draw my sword and I start running towards Bilga immediately.
All right.
Slam it down, big style.
Where are you going, to the brain or to the other?
I'm
elephant?
running towards Bilga.
Okay. All right. Ragnar's running towards Bilga and
That's
Vera.
it said to
I-
Bear to
I-
put the thing in the tank.
Yep.
Ivy joins you at the top.
Yep.
Okay, do what you're going to do.
All
Let's
right.
go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, excuse me. Scatter! And I take this thing. I don't even take it out. I just take the bag of holding, thump, into the. Actually, no. I will throw it because I want to do a little bit of damage to the brain.
Yeah. So you
1 point of damage.
Exactly.
you pop the bag
Yeah.
open, you pop the chest open, you grab this vaguely apple-sized orb, swirling with energy, and it's the first time Ivy's seen it. She steps back a bit as it
Ew.
affects her briefly.
What is it? Do you know?
I don't know, but I don't
All
like
right.
it.
Let's hope it hates it too.
Okay. All right.
Crack it in there.
I would like you to make a ranged attack
Cool.
as you throw this thing real good.
Incidentally, I actually have that because I have deflect missiles.
Perfect.
Oh, that's a 23.
It's very good.
All right. So you take hold of this orb of anti-magic something.
Uh-huh.
And you can feel whatever it is rippling through. And you take it in your hand and you just crush it enough that you can feel it start to leak a little bit. And you chuck it at the brain in the vat that is at least 13 or 14 feet across and connected and floating. And you are able to lodge it directly into a little crevice in its mucusy brain.
In the wrinkles of the
In the
brain.
wrinkles of the brain. I'm running out of words for icky brain stuff.
Yeah.
And it nestles in there, and you watch it hit. And just the brain itself in that area starts to blacken a little bit. Ooh. And for the briefest of seconds, all of the synapse firing stops, and the room is plunged into darkness. Ragna, make your attacks on this illithid.
Yeah, I go sprinting at this
Only
motherfucker.
I was unstunned.
Yep. Let's do this. No, I'm not rolling you because you've been fucking cursed today. Let's go here. So, attack number 1. That is a 24 to
Hits.
hit.
Yep.
Awesome. Dealing. I'm gonna, why don't we put some stank on this?
do a first level divine smite that has what 2d6 under
D8.
that. 2d8. No. Yeah, 2d8.
Yeah.
You only played a paladin for a year.
I haven't played a paladin in,
In a
more than
year.
Woo! 10, 14 plus 5 is 19.
19 damage. Takes
Yeah,
it.
between slashing and radiant.
Yep.
And then second attack. Oh god, I wanged that one's 14.
Misses. AC is 15. AC is 15.
Cool. And bonus action, I will do set up a searing smite.
Nice. All right, Bilga, try to make that save. Intelligence 15.
Now I have your aura.
Now you have
Yes,
my
you
aura.
do.
So plus 4?
It is plus 4. Yep.
Yep.
So plus 5 total.
There you
So
go.
you have 50-50.
Oh, it's in that one.
All right, Bilga is on the ground, kind of falling into a fold, and you're very, very slowly feeling yourself getting sucked in a little bit.
Fuck me. I'm in deep darkness though. Do I get an advantage because of that?
I don't know. What does your sorcerer bullshit let you do?
I don't
know. There's a lot of bullshit you get for being in darkness. I don't know what you
none
get.
of it's associated with saving throws. I was doing a Hail Mary.
There's enough stuff on that sheet that there might be, but I don't know what it is.
That was a pure Hail Mary.
All right. So back inside, back in the darkness, Ivy looks at you and goes, "Well, that did something. Let's go."
Alright. I got one more trick.
Okay.
Run. And as we start taking off towards them, I take out an emerald elemental gem.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
And I crush it, and and a water elemental is summoned.
Oh shit!
As if I
you
have
got that.
used the conjure elemental spell.
Yes, that's how that works. And you
Yep.
summon it in the brine pool with the Elder Brain to just fuck it up as much as it can, or what do you want?
No, because my girl is in trouble, and everyone lives, and so I crush it. I bring it to. I take it to my side, and I point at the mind flayer. Get it. And I run to Bilga, and I try and scoop her as I run.
All right, cool. Make athletics to try to scoop
Yep.
for some scoopage.
Okay, that is a +8. That is a. This dice are a little hard to read. 23. Rolled a 15.
All right, you're able to pull her from the. You were able to pull her out of the slight suction and scoop her up, and Ivy right behind you scoops her up on the other side, and you guys are hauling an unconscious Bilga and get around the Illithid, get around Ragna, and you are ready to start going.
All right.
And
And then.
creature sense. The Elder Brain is aware of the presence of creatures within 5 miles.
Yep.
Psychic Link. The Elder Brain targets one incapacitated creature it can perceive with its creature sense and establishes a psychic link. Psychic Pulse. The Elder Brain targets a creature within 120 feet of it with which it has a psychic link. Enemies of the Elder Brain take psychic damage. There is no save.
Okay. This is fine.
Mind flares are terrifying.
Yeah.
This is fine. I have no problem with this.
This is why these are the end of game bad guys.
Okay, so all 4 of you are going to take 14 points of psychic damage.
Ouch.
And
I take use my reaction to take Bilga's.
Bless you, darling.
okay,
Got 69 HP.
nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I had that 8 temp too, so that cushioned that a lot.
Thank you.
And then before anything else happens, there's one more legendary action the Elder Brain takes. Sever Psychic Link.
Oh.
This is gonna hurt.
Yup.
The Elder Brain cuts the psychic link with Bilga as it feels Bilga retreating away and will soon be out of that 120-foot range. The creature will have disadvantage on all ability checks, attack rolls, and saving throws for a minute.
Minutes.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
I can work with this.
All
As
right,
long as I can
so-
You're already
unstun
stunned,
myself.
All right, so we're kind
If
of
I can
talking
unstun
around.
myself, I can make something
All
good
right,
of
so at
this.
this point, it's more skill challenging and getting the fuck out of here because you guys have done what you're here to do and you're trying to get out.
Cool. All right.
All right, so Ragnar, Ragna is slightly behind. Bilga is still at this point incapacitated.
Oh, I want to get this done so bad.
So we're gonna, as a group, kind of go, and then Bilga will try to save.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you want to do?
I will just Misty Step past him
Okay.
down the hall to catch up with the others.
Okay.
And I will get moving. I think this one is... I'm trying to think of what it is just to recall the path we took.
Investigation?
I've got history.
History.
Pretty good.
I'll let you roll history or survival, whichever's better for you.
History is
All right.
fun.
Yeah, that works.
Yes!
Natural 20.
Natural 20. You know, not only do you know which way to go, but you know where you think the closest ship is to get out of here.
Cool. Yeah, I take the lead and I'm just like...
Lucky break.
I'm like, on me.
All right. So everyone's following Ragna. Bilga's following behind.
The whole as part of the stunned condition, I remember there being a thing of like you can speak but only falteringly.
Uh-huh.
So like as I'm being dragged, Bilga ekes out like I'm sorry, as being dragged away.
Happens.
The Illithid does not regain its mind blast.
Thank Jesus.
So it is going to follow, and there's no alarm that goes off because it's all psychic.
Point of order. Water elemental.
Yeah, so we're going to come back to the water.
Okay. Because I was telling the water elemental to go after the mind flayer.
Oh, that mind flare. Right.
Yes.
You are absolutely right. So the mind flare takes a couple of steps down path to try to get back to you, and it just gets slurped.
Yep.
By a wall of water,
pool.
just like reaches out, and it is disgusting, and it is salty, and it is having a bad time, and it grabs the mind flare by a tentacle and just hauls it back into the room.
No, baby boy.
I yell over my shoulder, slam it into the glass vat.
Big style.
This water elemental will take care of this mind flare.
Yes.
I don't even have to. It's going to take care of this mind flare, and Ragna had already heard it. So it's going to take a couple rounds, and then it's going to do whatever it can in there until it gets ended.
Yep.
Basically.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are making your way down the hallway, running as fast as you can. Bilga, end of this round. Let's make that int save.
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage, but you do have a +4. From
You do have +4
Ragna.
for me, so...
Yeah. 15. That is the DC.
Oh, hell yeah! There we go.
Would I be able to get a final fuck you before I leave range of the brain chamber?
Doesn't matter. It's everywhere.
I want to throw something in there as Anbera and
just as
Ivy are dragging me back.
You come to consciousness, and they are dragging you backwards, so you face the brain.
You a bitch. And I'm going to cast a 5th level wall of fire as just a ring of fire with the heat facing inward just surrounds the Elder Brain.
Perfect.
And it's going to take 68 fire damage for 10 rounds.
I love it.
Because I don't imagine that fucking thing's moving.
No, it's not.
I'm just
Notably
gonna
bad-
boil
notably
and
bad
cook
day.
that thing.
Yeah, notably bad day.
As Bilga just reaches out, grabs the air, and twists her hand, and there's just this horrendous ripping sound as the fire erupts through the chamber floor. Flame. Yeah, a ring of black fire.
So that's about 30 damage or so around. That's
As I'm being dragged
Yeah.
away. Taking you with me.
all right. You can feel the pain of the ship, and it makes running a little difficult as it
Yeah.
starts to lurch a
Yeah.
little bit. And then you feel everything stop. It stops moving, and for the first time, you hear the alarm go off in the ship. That is clearly a call to battle.
It's not good.
All right.
Next round, y'all just keep going.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
We are either home or we're fucked. Either way, let's get the hell out of here.
Are there any, mind flayers ahead of us that are trying to block the path?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
Is
When
there-
I see one or two of them, I'm going to do something.
Okay.
If I see anyone get in our way.
All right, so it takes you. Everybody's gone to battle stations. A couple are probably making their way back, but Ragnar was able to map this out so well and get you a side path that you're able to skirt around most of the main passageways, and you get to a viewport overlooking the last one or two ships probably on this thing, and there are a couple of mind flayers down there, and there's a ship or two down there, and this is probably your only chance to get off.
Okay.
So you can see two ships, and there are 4 mind flayers.
How far down is it?
Down about 30 feet. There are steps, and it looks like the 4 of them are 2 teams of 2 that are going to fly these ships.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah.
There's 4 mind flayers.
4 mind flayers, 2 ships.
How close are they standing?
Can I kick off first? No, I have something better.
Oh, okay, cool.
Close enough is my answer.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Bilga's done fucking around. This is gonna be #big magic. I'm gonna spend 3 sorcery points as a bonus action to summon my Hound of Ill Omen.
Nice.
So Umbra, my shadow puppy, jumps out of my shadow and charges toward 2 of the mind flayers, being adjacent to both of them.
Nice.
I'm then going to target both of those mind flayers, and I'm going to twin spell enemies abound on both of them.
Yeah,
so
do
I
that.
need the 2 of them to make intelligence saves with disadvantage.
Cool.
Spending another 3 sorcery points for that.
6.
Fail.
And that's a 17
Pass.
on that one.
But the 1 now has no ability to distinguish friend from foe and
Nice.
treats all creatures near it as hostile.
Right. And you still look like a mind flayer, right?
Because of seeming, I do.
Because of seeming, you can still, if you so choose. I'll say at any point you could drop the whole thing.
I'll
say,
drop
but-
seeming.
Okay.
The jig is up.
Seeming drops. You guys are
At this
know what
point,
you're
they're
doing.
running, and there's just manacles floating near their chests. Like,
They keep clipping.
Yeah,
through it.
Yeah.
they're clipping. It didn't spawn right.
so the 1 mind flayer that failed that just thinks that all the other mind flayers near it are hostile.
Cool. So
I mean,
that-
we're also hostile to it, but
Yep.
it can't distinguish friend from foe.
Yep. So that thing is just going to turn around and mind blast the other 2.
Nice.
Do you guys have AOE's you want to do real quick?
I do, as a matter of
I don't
fact.
have an AOE.
What? I already used it as I take out my Wand of Web.
Oh, yes!
And so the other 2 that have not been affected by this, they're standing. Actually, no, you said they're standing quote unquote close enough.
Close enough.
Cool. I hit all 4 of them with web. They have to make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw, or they stuck.
They stuck. All right. 3.
Yay!
Natural 1.
Yay!
4. 11.
Okay,
What are those for me?
So we're just running by, and it's just I take the wand out, I draw it across the in front of it, and it's just like this like Spider-Man splurt just hits the ground, and all around them they are tangled up, they cannot move, and Zach keeps going to hold Griffin's hand, and just no words, just spell and
No words.
No words,
There's
just web.
no words, just web, and 45 feet of, like, actually, I'll burn a key point, 90 feet of movement directly into the ship.
All right. So Anbera does this awesome web trick, and you end up on the ship. You jump on board their Spelljammer.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
One of them turns around and mind blasts 2 of them.
Yes, bitch.
They both save.
Oh, come on.
And they take some psychic damage, but not a lot because it's their steez. But he doesn't. Nobody knows what's happening.
That's okay. I'll
it's
hurt him more.
it's chaos. Ragna goes in, and Ivy's right behind you.
So I will, as a bonus action, cast on one of the 2 that just got Sonic Blast, the farthest one. I will cast Hexblade's Curse on them.
Do it.
My first attack, I draw my javelin from my back.
Yes.
And I chuck it at those 2, sort of as they're lined up.
Nice,
And as it
nice.
flies, I say, zap. And it turns into a lightning bolt and courses through the 1, and I have to make an attack. That's a natural 20.
Nice.
I don't know if the lightning bolt will be doubled or not.
Dice are doubled.
There we go.
All dice are
awesome.
doubled.
So the one in the back will take a 2d6 plus 4 piercing, but both of them will also take 8d6 of lightning. So,
You need some dice.
so yeah, real quick,
I have
let's just do.
8d6 right here.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can
gonna,
just hit it in
so,
the-
so
in
this
the
is
D&D
the
Beyond.
this is the piercing damage. The
Roll
one,
the piercing.
which is 6 plus.
Double it.
Oh, this was just the normal just the javelin damage.
Crit still.
I know, and it's 1d6 that I was
So it's
doubling.
2. Yep.
My bad.
So that's 6 plus 5. So that's 6 plus 4. So
10.
10 piercing, and then how many? Is that 8?
That's 8. Oh, wait, there's
There's so many dice. Oh, that's a good noise.
another my 8th d6 that I had set aside.
Lightning damage. They do have to make a save, I think. Yes. Oh well, yeah. The one makes a save. The other one's getting stabbed with it. But the first one makes a dex
No,
save.
fails. They're gonna take all of this damage. So the lightning courses through. It hits one. It hits the second
28
one.
lightning, and so yeah, the one just takes 28 lightning, and then the one that the javelin goes into takes the 28 lightning plus what was the 10
Yeah.
magical piercing.
Yeah, they don't look great. Yeah.
Awesome. And then here's a fun question. So normal lightning bolt will set flammable things on fire.
Yeah.
The webs from the wand of webs are flammable.
Absolutely, they are. Yeah.
So
now they're on
I'm
fire.
very curious if all of them catch on fire, and if that happens, then fire damage happens.
Yeah.
I believe that's how that works.
Awesome. Will you double
so-
check how
so
much that
we'll-
does?
So we'll just, for right this second, we'll just say they're all standing in fire, and when it is their turn, they will have to take fire damage.
Beautiful. And then with my second attack, I run towards the one that I have Hexblade's Curse on. I do still have Searing Smite at
Nice.
cast.
Do it.
And I will be making an attack. That's a 16 plus what?
16.
9.
Yeah, plus whatever. Yeah, that's all going to hit.
Awesome. So I will be dealing, and I add an extra 4 damage to this because of Hexblade's Curse. So that is what 10 plus 14 magical slashing damage with Hexblade's Curse, as well as only 1 fire from Searing Smite, and then it's double on fire now.
Yeah, it's double on fire, and it is.
And so that'll take a D6 every round.
Yeah, it is
until
on
someone-
death's door at
until
this
it either
point.
takes its round to extinguish itself, or someone else.
Yeah,
takes
you're not
its
going to
round
have to worry about that.
And then I just kind of keep moving.
You keep moving towards the ship. Ivy comes past you and goes to the whatever the healthiest standing one is there, and she just pulls the hilt off of her belt and flips it out wide. It turns into this nasty looking greatsword.
Is that rod of mercurial form that she has there?
No,
Cool greatsword,
It's-
I think.
and
Greatsword.
she rages into this poor
great
bastard. That is three attacks with a bonus action, 3 hits,
Ooh, bitch.
and deals.
Oh, I grab my my javelin for what it's
Deals.
worth.
Yeah, you grab your javelin. She deals 52 points of damage to this fool, and half of that is psychic. So as the greatsword cuts into it, it starts to bleed out of its tentacle spores, like around the tentacles, as it takes the psychic damage of this mind flayer blade. She had a bad time. And then she starts moving again to get on the ship. It's going to be a tight fit, but the 4 of you can fit into a single ship. Bilga, you make your move down as much as you can. You can
Yes.
fly, so you just fly straight to it, I
Yes,
assume.
I dip straight in, and I have a parting blow, if you will allow it.
Okay, cool. So these fools are on fire. Like they can't follow you.
They're
on
very on fire.
They're on
No,
fire.
but I would
They're-
prefer
They're on fire.
dead.
There's lightning,
No,
and the
definitely.
other ship is like on its side and isn't going to go anywhere. So if you have any parting blows, do what you will. But you're about to get the fuck off this ship.
I would prefer dead, and I have a 5th level spell slot left, so I would like to drop a 5th level fireball on these fools.
Absolutely.
So I rolled it already, and
Yeah.
I burned my last sorcery point for empowered spell.
Beautiful.
8.
So as all 4 of you get onto the Spelljammer, Anbera takes the helm. It is more disgusting because this is a thing that goes on your head.
Ugh,
And
hate
it-
that.
Yeah, not great, but it's how it goes. And as you figure out how to make it move and take off, Bilga gets to the back and fires off one final fireball.
This one, I cook up that little bit of shadowy flame, and I actually chuck it through the ground, and it appears, it pops up from the ground of one of the Mind Flayer's shadows, and detonates for 42 points of fire damage.
They are dead. They are dead, and this area of the ship is in desperate need of some repairs. The other ship is cut in half
any
at
other
this point.
ships nearby
Anything
are
is gone.
done.
Nothing is following you out of this.
I reach down, up, and I jump up because this thing is probably like 10 feet in the air.
Yep.
Use the waxwood staff to get up high enough. I grab the helmet, and I look back towards Ragna, and I tell her, all right, if this kills me, let Roddy know it was a hat that did it. Shams it down on her head, immediately interfaces with the pod, and just tells it, go.
All right. So you go. The Spelljammer shoots from the Nautiloid, and you all fly, or kind of fall.
Up,
and
up. Just trying to, like, even it out.
And it's coming. You regain some semblance of control, and you're bobbing, and you're kind of getting it, and then you lose all control because you see a city of fire. It is Bulwark. You are here, and you watch a line of energy, of fire and psionic energy, just be unloaded from the ships in air above Bulwark. If it hadn't been decimated before, this mountain will soon turn to rubble. And you all, your ship slowly...
Other ones
you're able
flying
to,
around us.
You're
as
flying
we're going
around
down.
and you're able to descend enough into the city. And
Other ships around us as we're descending.
to an extent, but all fire stops, and you're able to make a safe descent.
Okay.
Whatever you did might have stopped for at least the time, but here you are in Bulwark. Destruction raining down, and you've watched the troop ships on their descent.
I'm slinging fireballs to like anything within range.
And you feel a buzzing in your pocket, Bilga.
Oh God! Oh shit! Like I said, I have a fireball baked up. I'm like, ah, fuck. I dig the
Just
sending
throw
stone.
the fireball, Bilga.
I pull the sending stone out of my pocket. Colonel,
Damn right you did. All right, where are you?
coming down fast from the sky.
All right, come here. And you hear a gunshot go off, and a flare goes.
Yes.
Very good.
I say, great, we're here, and I send a fireball up into the air.
Oh, that's fucking cool. All right, we gotta.
I
What
grab
are
the
you?
thing.
I don't care. You get
Roddy,
down here.
we're in
This
the
is
middle
safe
of an
here.
uncontrolled descent. We will get there as soon as we can.
Roddy there. I have it under control.
Allegedly, we have it under control.
I'm just going down outside the city. Get out of the city. This looks like shit.
Another fireball goes off.
The descent happens. It is a landing. It is a better landing than the first one, but it's still a crash of sorts into an area of rubble that used to be some sort of
crash.
some barracks that is long destroyed at this point, and you all land and crawl out. The fighting seems to have come to a brief pause, and it is far too quiet, and you can feel the knife's edge that this world is now on. And Roddy steps out from behind a pillar. All right. Y'all ready to start a resistance? Thank you for joining us here on Another Path, Birds in Space. Go check out our updated Patreon as well as our merch store at anotherpathpodcast.com and our network at ghostlightmedia.net. A special thanks goes out, as always, to our backer, Nathan N. Thank you so much for your continued support. You can find us all on Twitter. Chase at TQ Loudly, Griffin at Griff Cold, Zach at That Guy Zach Rob, and me at Ryan Rolled 20. We'll return to the adventures of the Aegis in 2 weeks with a new episode. The Birds of Prey will return. Thanks for listening, and always remember, the unlikeliest of heroes make for the most compelling of stories. This has been a Ghostlight Media production.